Better get the arm ready for this one. AEW wins on a big wrestling night. 5 hours of great wrestling compared to 3 WWE as its victory bucks. Sorry. Again, you get that way when you wear this. AEW All Out 2025 was Canadian. Well, what else would it be? This is my hacks review of AEW All Out 2025 as one of the big something in Tony Khan's House of Hams. So this whole thing started at 1 o'clock. The pre-show did anyway, as we had lots of matches. If you count the pre-show, 7 freaking hours of this show. I told everyone to save the energy drinks for later in the show, and my gosh, the Canadian crowd seemed good, but it's an AEW show. You're going to get a good crowd. Let's get into it. We'll breeze through the pre-show matches. The big beefy Ops took care of the workhorsemen. Daniel Garcia beat Shibata. Let's see, Hologram and Paragon, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, oh, that's where they are these days, defeated the Frat House in a trios match or something, and the babyface girl team of Haley Cameron, Mina Shirakawa, Queen Amida, and Willow Nightingale defeated whoever else. That was all pre-show. So we we open up the show and it kicks off with Edge and Christian. I am not calling them their other names. As they're walking down the aisle of the Scotiabank Center, and Edge, with all the enthusiasm of a little brother, really excited. Come on, man, you got to get excited. We're in this Toronto, where the Maple Leafs played, and Christian with all the energy of a big brother that just didn't want to be there. Whatever, bro. And Edge is like, yeah, look, it's Wendell Clark, greatest Maple Leaf that ever played. And then they meet Wendell Clark, or Clarky as he likes to be called. What are the odds? Better than you think. And then they go down the hall and there's Bubbles. And everybody goes nuts. Now, I've never watched an episode of Trailer Park Boys in my life, but okay, it popped the Canadian crowd, and being a fan of the hockey, I have some idea who Bubbles is, but not really. And then his alter ego, the Green Bastard, showed up. Sure. Fine. It all led to the joke of the Edge saying, he's an a-hole, but he's my a-hole, which led right into the opening match of Edge and Christian taking on FTR. And it was fun. It was a fun match. The crowd sang along to Meddling Ingus, which was great, but it was sort of missing something. FTR really good at the tag team, but Edge and Christian is just that much better. Fun counters, kickouts of shatter machines, Edge and Christian trying to turn back the clock, not making it feel like 2003, but maybe 2008. But anyway, Stokely Hathaway gets involved to try and interfere with everything, and out comes Beth Cope? Sure. At 50. The former Glamazon. Okay. And Edge is able to pick up a win. Nice. Oh no, FTR jumps him and gives him a spike pile driver, handcuffs him to the ring, gives a spike pile driver to Beth Cope. The feud must continue. Next was Mark Briscoe versus MJF in a tables and tacks match. I don't know what the rules were for this, but I thought this match was going to get nuts, and it got nuts right off the bat as Mark Briscoe dumped 2 buckets full of tacks right into the ring. And God bless MJF. He went down to, was it CMLL, I think, that Friday night and wrestled that Saturday afternoon as well. 2 matches in under 24 hours. Well done, you prick. And great shirt that said, White Collar Wins. Nice. There's also a great shirt out there, too, called, that said, Better Than You, Hosers. Wish I could have gotten it. The match itself was everything you expect in a brutal, hardcore AEW match. people gotten backflipped onto taxes, taxes stuffed in people's mouths, Alabama slams onto tax, people put through tables, and Mark Briscoe gets a J Driller right onto thumbtacks, and Mark Briscoe picks up the win and gets the win back, pays a tribute to his late brother. And I don't know if we'll get a third match between the two. I don't want to see where the violence of this goes, but I think it's time MJF just moves away from this rivalry and goes into something a little bit better. Hangman Page sends his regards. Next was, let's see here, the Hurt Syndicate taking on Ricochet, Ben Cohen, and Toa Lonoa. And by the way, Ricochet and his crew is called Demand. The Demand. Sure. Now, is there a wrestler we can pick up by the name of Supply? Just saying. I got to give Ricochet and his friends credit. They came out dressed up as the Admirals from One Piece. Nicely done, sir. Very nicely done. And Ricochet was there to take all of the big bumps, including a very nice Carlton-like scream as he got back body dropped by Big Booby Lashley. But the match was fine between these two teams. This trios match, they know each other really well. Shelton Benjamin defies time with all of his moves. MVP can still go. In limited action, but he can go, and Bobby's still a monster. I could have 2 more matches between these two and be just fine. But the Demand were able to get the win over the Hurt Syndicate. This will not hurt the Hurt Syndicate whatsoever. I look forward to a rematch of these two at Wrestle Dream. Next was, let's see here. Up next was Mercedes Moné taking on Riho. And, sure. Was there ever really any doubt? Again, I am not too into Mercedes Moné character as others are. The whole CEO. Nothing. Now, I'm not like the haters on X that go, no heat for Mercedes Moné. She's the worst. The thing is, though, is that I probably wouldn't think that Riho was going to win this at all. None. But with Mercedes Moné and what actually happens in a few matches down the line, I worry that Moné is just stuck on a hamster wheel. She's shoehorned to this mid-card title, this TBS championship. She still hasn't won the AEW Women's Championship yet. I'm not sure if she is going to go after it. So what are we doing? Is she just going to keep collecting belts? Is she what? Is she just going to continue to be the CEO? Or what are we doing? Mercedes Moné wins. I don't know. Up next was the return of our Mad King, Eddie. Eddie Kingston returned. You look good, Eddie. You do. You're in shape. You're round. But no fat shaming here. That's just how Eddie's always looked. Paying great tribute to Terry Funk and still wearing a shirt that says Claudio sucks eggs. Never change, Eddie. Never change. It was great to see him. His music, he comes out to the ring. He's full of something. The man just runs on spite. And my God, was this man ready to go. It was a fun match against Big Bill. A good way to get Eddie back into it. The whole match didn't really take long as it was 7 minutes of back and forth between Big Bill and Eddie, with Eddie getting the spinning back fist on Big Bill to collect the win. But Big Bill and Brian Keith jump him after the match. Big schmoz, and Eddie's getting help. Ooh, is it Jon Moxley coming out to help his former friend and drinking buddy? No, it's Hook. Oh, okay. So, out comes Hook. He runs off to Big Bill and friends. I guess we have a tag team of Eddie Kingston and Hook. Sure. Okay. I shouldn't complain. Eddie Kingston's back on my screen. I should not complain. Welcome back, Eddie. You have been missed. Next was, let's see here, Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin in a coffin match. And Nelly. This was exactly what you thought it was. Darby Allin jumped Jon Moxley as soon as he was coming down the ramp, and these two just beat the tar out of each other for how long? Oh, for 20 minutes exactly. It's guys getting thrown onto glass, thrown onto coffins, and yeah, Death Rider's coming out. Darby fights him off, and we have a returning Pac. Hey, Pac is back. I'm sure Cultaholic was happy, but he slides in and just completely destroys Darby Allin. Completely beats him up. They throw him in the coffin, and that's it. And all the Death Riders pick up the coffin and walk off like in a funeral march. That was a real missed opportunity that they didn't put it up on their shoulders and do the whole, the funeral walk, the dun 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 dun. Missed opportunity for a meme. But yeah, Jon Moxley wins. I mean, the match could have went either way between the two, and it doesn't hurt that Darby lost because he didn't. We get to the back, and Darby jumps out of the coffin and jumps Jon Moxley, hits him over the head with a pipe, puts him in a body bag, and Darby, what are you doing? Darby, what's that in your hand? What's that in your hand? Why do you have a lighter in your hand, Darby? And oh my, he lit on fire. He lit on fire. Okay, it's quickly put out. Darby! Stop playing with fire! Stop it! That's a bad Darby. Stop it. Next. Up next was Kazuchika Okada versus Takeshita and Mascara Dorada. And my God, what a great match between these two. 21 minutes of a beautiful triple threat match. Now, it kind of followed the WWE's formula of one man goes out and two go in and have they has match. And Mascara went in there, hung in there with Okada, hung in there with Takeshita. Beautiful counters. Too many spots for me to name as these three men just went at it, played and counters off of each other. Okada's Rainmakers had some fury behind them. And my God, this was a beautiful match between all these men. Well done. 10 out of 10. No notes. Okada was able to win with the Rainmaker on Mascara to pick up the win, and we will still forever tease the Okada and Takeshita match that everybody wants. Though methinks that Okada soon needs to move up the card and maybe take a look at a Hangman Page, possibly. We'll see. Next was the women's championship match between Timeless Toni Storm, Jamie Hayter, the Kia, and Chris Statlander. Well, this was a fun match between all of them. These four ladies did very well, and Toni came out and she looked beautiful, darling. I am the star, darling. Though there are other players here, I am still a star, darling. Oh, Chris Statlander won. What? Chris Statlander won? Wait. Hold on here. Wait a minute here. You see, not in script. Statlander, not in script. Okay. Tony's reign ends at 273 days. Sure. Okay. It's just, I'm not mad about it. Good job on Chris Statlander. She becomes the first to hold the TNT and Women's AEW Championship. Good on her, really. But it's just a little weird. Her, now, when Mercedes Moné couldn't do this back in January, and Athena couldn't do this last month, and yet we're just going to put it on Chris Statlander here in Canada? Okay. All right. Okay. All right, we'll see where we go from here. Congratulations, Chris Statlander. Good on you. Yeah, look, I'm not upset that Chris Statlander won. It's just weird that they did this here. Next, and it's main event o'clock, everyone, as it's Adam Hangman Page taking on Kyle Fletcher. If any member of the Don Callis family interferes, Kyle Fletcher will lose the TNT Championship. And this match was 38 minutes of goodness. This ran up against the first hour of WrestlePalooza and was clearly superior to Cena and Brocky Brock. These two just went out there, had an amazing match. Kyle Fletcher is a star in the making. We all knew he wasn't going to win this, and he didn't, but he looked great in defeat. A lot of people were reminded of when Hangman Page, about 4 years ago, took on Chris Jericho and got his first shot at the AEW Championship and lost to Jericho. That was a learning moment for a younger Hangman Page. Now he's the Jericho. He's the elder, and he's helping bring along Kyle Fletcher. It reminds you of something that Terry Funk was known for in ECW of, oh, put me in a match with him. Put me in a match with him. Oh, I'll do something special with him. Terry Funk was always that way. And it's great when you can find wrestlers who can do that. Hangman Page is having that ability. And great job by both these men. The Don Callis family had a little bit of shenanigans, but not enough to get caught. Kyle Fletcher did everything he could, but Hangman Page was just able to get a nice buckshot lariato on him to win it, and it was beautiful. No need to bloody in this. Just two men going out there and beating the tar out of each other for nearly 40 minutes at Scotia. Well done, lads. And overall, like I said, this whole thing was Canadian. A nice alternative to everything else that went on that day. So that'll do it for my review of AEW All Out. And ding, 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 that's my stop. I'm getting off this wrestling train. Hockey's starting up, and I need to get into this. Well, so I guess that means AEW probably won't see it till Double or Nothing, unless I decide to do Full Gear or Revolution if I'm feeling frisky. But anyway, thank you everyone for indulging me in my wrestling reviews. Check back for Penguins content later this week. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.